Hey everyone, and welcome to this deep dive. Today we're looking at Weston, Florida waterfront homes. But we're going beyond just like the basic listings.
Yeah.
We've got listings for sure, but we also have community overviews and even some local insights. It's really about getting a feel for the whole lifestyle.
Absolutely. And you know what's really striking right off the bat is the variety. You don't just see like one type of waterfront property.
Right.
We're talking everything from cozy little cottages right on the lake to those huge estates you see on
Oh,
canals.
wow. So there's something for everyone then.
Yeah, definitely. It's impressive the range they have there.
So it's not just one kind of waterfront living in Weston. You know what I mean? It's not all like mega mansions or anything. Or listeners should know that, right?
Definitely. It's a good mix. And, the source even breaks down the different communities in Weston.
Oh, yeah, like what?
Well, like the Ridges, they're very family focused, lots for kids to do.
Okay.
But then you've got places like Windmill Reserve,
Hmm.
which is all about luxury custom-built homes.
Oh, nice. So it's like you said something for everyone.
Exactly. And that's reflected in the prices, too. We're seeing lakefront properties starting around $800,000 and going all the way up to $3 million or more for like the really incredible estates.
Wow, that's a pretty big range.
It is. But that's pretty typical for a waterfront market,
Yeah.
especially one that's as desirable as Weston.
Yeah, that makes sense. And in thinking about our listener, that range is important, right?
For sure.
It shows there's something for different budgets,
Mm.
not just for the super rich, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But I've got to ask about something. With Weston being inland, how does that affect the whole waterfront scene?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because, I mean, it's not on the coast, right?
Right. It's unique, but it seems to work for them. You've got those peaceful lakes, but also canal access to the larger waterways, so you get the best of both worlds.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you can enjoy those lake views, but you can still go boating and all that. And being inland offers some protection from coastal storms, too.
Oh, right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you get the waterfront lifestyle without actually being on the coast.
Exactly.
I like that. Speaking of lifestyle, the source mentions that Weston has those highly rated schools, Cypress Bay High School and Manatee Bay Elementary. They were highlighted specifically.
Yeah, and there's a really active youth sports scene, too. Weston FC Soccer Club and the Weston Little League were mentioned.
Oh, wow. So it sounds very family friendly.
Yeah, it is. It's not just about the house itself. It's about the whole community and what it offers for kids to, grow up.
For sure. A good school system is a major factor for a lot of people looking to buy a home.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so we've got these beautiful homes, the different waterfront options, the family-friendly atmosphere. What about the food scene? Anything interesting there?
Oh, yeah, totally. The source mentions a ton of great places to eat.
Yeah.
Everything from casual waterfront spots like Brewfish
That-
to like upscale Italian at Tarantella.
Yeah.
There's even a place called the Cheese Course. That one caught my eye.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good. And what about international options?
Plenty of those, too.
Yeah.
It really seems like there's something for everyone in Weston.
See, this is what I love about these deep dives. It's not just like dry facts and figures. We're getting a real feel for what it would be like to actually live in Weston.
Right, like a virtual taste.
Exactly. And speaking of getting a taste,
You're going to mention Antonio Ortega LLC, aren't you?
well, I was going to talk about how the source mentioned the farmers markets, but yeah, you caught me. Antonio Ortega LLC is highlighted over and over as like a top real estate agent in Weston, especially for the waterfront market.
Yeah, he's great. And they've got that great offer going on right now. 10% of their fee goes toward your closing costs.
Oh, wow. That's a big help for buyers.
It really is. It's easy to overlook the value of a local expert when you're just browsing online listings. But someone like Antonio Ortega, who really understands the Weston market, can make a world of difference.
That's true. Especially with these waterfront properties. There's so much more to consider.
Exactly. There are unique considerations, and a seasoned agent can guide you through all of that. And that closing cost contribution is a really great incentive.
I agree completely. You can visit AntonioOrtegaLLC.com to learn more about all of that. But okay, back to the farmers markets.
Oh, yeah, those are important too.
I know, I was messing with you.
I know you were. But those markets are a great point. Fresh local ingredients, supporting local businesses. It all adds to that community feel.
Right, exactly. It all ties together.
It does. It's interesting how these sources highlight all the community events in Weston.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like Weston really comes alive,
Yeah.
especially around the waterfront, seasonal festivals, outdoor concerts.
Right.
It really paints a picture of a place where people are connected,
Yeah.
not just living in isolation in these beautiful homes.
Exactly. That's such a good point. Waterfront living can be isolating if you're not careful.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But Weston seems to combat that with these shared experiences. It's really cool.
Yeah, I agree. Speaking of community, though, did anything about the overall vibe stand out to you?
Hmm. Beyond the events. I mean,
Yeah, beyond the events, what struck me was the emphasis on sustainability. Yeah, the source mentions things like using non-toxic landscaping products, water conservation efforts, even community cleanups.
oh, wow.
It's not just talk. They seem to be actively working toward being more eco-friendly.
That's impressive. And honestly, that's probably appealing to our listener.
Oh, definitely.
Someone who's deep diving into a place like Weston, they're probably looking for more than just a fancy house.
Right. It's about values.
Exactly. And it's not just about being environmentally conscious either. It's also about financial responsibility.
That's true. The source talks about how Weston has stable property values and how waterfront homes there tend to appreciate well.
Oh, it's good to know.
Yeah, it's a big plus for anyone looking at this as an investment, not just a place to live.
Right. That actually ties into something I was thinking about. We've talked about the range of prices, but what about the types of waterfront properties themselves? Does the source get into that?
It does. We're not just talking about lakefront versus canal access either. Some of these homes have deep water access, so they're perfect for bigger boats, while others might be on smaller canals or lakes,
I see.
which are great for kayaks or paddle boards. There are also variations in lot sizes, dock configurations. It's really diverse.
That's great for our listener to know.
Yeah.
It helps them get a better picture in their mind, instead of just thinking about a generic waterfront home.
Oh, right, exactly.
And this is where having a local expert can be so valuable.
Absolutely.
Someone who understands all the little differences between the properties and can match you with the perfect one.
Right. It's not just about finding a house that checks all the boxes on paper.
Exactly.
It's about understanding your lifestyle, your needs, and finding a property that really works for you. And a good agent like Antonio Ortega can do just that.
Think about it. Someone who doesn't know the area might not realize that one canal is better for boating than another,
Exactly.
or that certain lakefront communities have stricter rules about docks and things like that.
Right, all those little details.
That's where Antonio's expertise comes in.
For sure.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, he's offering that great deal where 10% of his fee goes toward closing costs.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That can be a lot of money, especially in this market.
Totally. And for anyone who's interested, they can find all the details on that offer, plus more information about Antonio and his services on his website, AntonioOrtegaLLC.com.
It's a great resource.
It is. Now, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about some of the specific features that make these Weston waterfront homes so appealing. The source mentions private docks, which are a huge draw for boaters.
Oh, for sure.
Imagine stepping out your back door and right onto your boat.
That's the dream.
It is. That's the ultimate waterfront lifestyle.
Yeah.
No need to trailer your boat, no hassle of finding a marina. It's all right there.
Exactly. And the source also highlights all the outdoor activities you can do in Weston kayaking, paddleboarding, fishing,
Okay.
even outdoor yoga. It's all about embracing that connection with nature, and Weston clearly provides a lot of opportunities for that.
I love it. See, that's what makes these deep dives so valuable. We're not just talking about square footage and bedrooms. We're painting a picture of the whole experience.
Yeah, the whole lifestyle.
The community, the lifestyle, the values. It's about helping our listener truly understand what it would be like to actually live in Weston.
Exactly. And what's fascinating is how Weston seems to cater to different preferences within that waterfront lifestyle.
In what way?
Well, you've got the peaceful lakefront communities for those seeking tranquility. Then there are the canal front properties with boating access for the more adventurous types. And then there's that overall sense of community and shared values that ties it all together.
Wow, it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. The diverse range of properties, the focus on sustainability, the sense of community. Anything else jumping out at you from the source?
Let me think. Anything our listener absolutely needs to know about Weston. You know, it's not explicitly stated, but reading between the lines, I get the sense that Weston is still evolving.
Oh, it should.
Yeah, it's still growing in exciting ways. They mention future developments, enhanced amenities, a commitment to continuous improvement.
So it's not just about what Weston is now, but what it's becoming.
Exactly. And that forward-thinking mentality is something potential residents should really consider.
Right.
It's a sign of a community that's invested in its future, a place that's likely to become even more desirable over time.
And that kind of long-term vision is definitely something to think about, especially for someone who's looking to put down roots, build a life. It's not just about buying a house. It's about joining a community that's on an upward trajectory.
Very well said. It's amazing how much we've learned about Weston, going beyond just those basic waterfront homes.
Right. It's not just about the houses.
No, not at all. We've covered the different types of properties, the community, the schools, the food, even the financial side of
You
things.
really have.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, what stands out to you as the most compelling aspect of Weston? You know what really makes it unique?
Hmm. That's a tough one. It's hard to pick just one thing. But I think what sets Weston apart is that commitment to a well-rounded lifestyle.
Okay.
It's not just about the houses or being on the water. It's about giving the residents everything they need to live a fulfilling life.
Yeah, you're right. They seem to have thought of everything. Like you said, the top-rated schools, the youth sports, the diverse dining, the community events. And we can't forget about their dedication to sustainability.
Right. It's all connected. It's like they've created this perfect little ecosystem where residents can thrive.
I like that. And for someone who's thinking about making Weston their home, that sense of belonging, that feeling of being part of something bigger is really valuable.
It is. It's about finding a place where you feel connected, where you can build relationships and contribute to something positive. And Weston seems to have all of that.
It really does. It's not just about buying a house. It's about investing in a lifestyle, in a community, in a future.
Beautifully said. And for anyone who's ready to explore that possibility, we can't recommend Antonio Ortega LLC enough.
He's the best.
He is. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's a guide, a trusted advisor who can help you navigate the Weston market and find the perfect property.
And don't forget, he's got that fantastic offer where 10% of his fee goes towards your closing costs.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's huge, especially with waterfront properties.
Definitely a great deal. It shows how committed he is to his clients.
It does. So if Weston is calling your name, reach out to Antonio Ortega LLC. All his information is on his website, AntonioOrtegaLLC.com.
Easy to remember.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, we want to leave you with one final thought.
Okay, I like it.
Imagine yourself living in Weston. Picture those peaceful mornings by the water, the fun community events, those moments of connection with nature and with your neighbors.
Ah, I love it.
Does it feel right? Does Weston resonate with you? Does it feel like the perfect place to call home?
It might do.
If so, take that leap. Explore the possibilities. You might find yourself living the Weston dream sooner than you think.
Happy house hunting, everyone.